Hey, this is Summer Cocktail. Doing some vlogging. Doing some vlogging from the mystery room. Less than a week ago, this place where I'm at, it's full of boxes and a bunch of stuff and furniture and everything. This thing, no one's walked through there in many years actually. But it was time for spring cleaning and shredding and stuff like that. This is probably Gumbo number 6. I've been eating a lot of soup. I did my other miscellaneous series is Gunk, Glop, and Grime. I figured Gumbo. Why not Gumbo? So this is Gumbo number 6, just getting rid of the backlog. And that's all I got for now, man. Gumbo number 6. Alrighty there. Oh, I'm still here. Before I leave, though, I was thinking about touching on a couple of ideas. Vibrance and corporation. Corporation. Took a business law class in 2005. That's one of the classes being transferred to Pitzer College. Hopefully, it's one of the classes that they use. I have a music business class. They could use that as well. And I have an anthropology class, but the business law class, I learned about the ease, how easy it is to start a corporation. 800,000 are started every year in this country. Half of them through Delaware. Delaware's nickname is the first state. I guess they're the first state to ratify the Constitution. Anyhow, and the idea of vibrance has to do with social vibrance and societies and everything. And I mentioned in the last piece I did that what I'll miss is solace. You know, the tranquility, and you don't have to fight with the neighbors in a place where you're on 1.5 acres of land. You could play guitar, you could listen to music. And it's not like having someone in an apartment building, you're banging on the walls because the music's too loud or whatever. But I started the corporation this semester. I took my business law class and I still pay taxes. GRPMBE Inc. You'll know this at my original Homer Cocktail site. I put it below all the videos. And I started giving thought to when I get a job, maybe, it's not a whole lot for the taxes. It's about $400 a year, a little more than that, counting the registered agent. The annual dues for that, the fee or whatever. In the 19th century, it used to take an act of Congress to start a corporation. Ford Motor Company did not incorporate until 1946. And then they eased the regulations again. I believe 46 is the year, but going from memory, it's definitely in the 40s. They eased the regulations again, I think in 71 or sometime in the early 70s. So the individuals can be corporations for all practical reasons. Some states, you need at least 2 people to have a corporation. In Delaware, it's the easiest state, and they have something called a court of chancery, which kind of minimizes the amount of times you're sued, because you have to have a really good, really excellent reason to go after a corporate officer. And I learned about the Lanham Act and some other things while studying that semester, and political commentary, and learned about Creative Commons, and I've written my own songs, written my own novels, and for financial reasons, hey, why not try to abide by the rules instead of getting sued all the time? But we'll see how it goes. My plan, my hope. Fontana here, where I'm at, we won a national championship in my junior year. In the city, back then was vibrant. It felt very vibrant, at least. And you know, the economy changes, demographics change, and friends move away and stuff. And all of a sudden, you know, your social life doesn't feel strong, you know, over the years. And you know, it's not a bad place to be. This, you know, it's coming on 200,000 people. When I was little, it was 35,000 here. It's not bad. But you know, when I get my bachelor's in October this year, and plan on walking the ceremony next May, why not try to find a place with a little more vibrance? And how that relates to the corporation, I'm not really sure. But I think, you know, if they're linked, it's that having GRPB Inc. or whatever, it's helped me. It's helped me mentally. It's helped me in other ways. In the same way, I think that a trip to Vegas does to some people. I haven't been to Vegas in a while. I like Vegas. Have a good time there. But you know, some people buy lottery tickets. You know, it's like buying a dream. And you know, I shopped some of my novels, and you know, I hope to get recognition for some of the songs or whatever. And then pragmatism comes along. You know, you try to live, you know, down to earth or whatever. But having the company and all has helped me, you know, in the minds and otherwise, I think. So I'm gonna go out there. I don't know, man. I bought some ice cream that's in a freezer actually, but if there's frozen yogurt somewhere, I'd really like to have some. So the sun's already down, but you can see, you know, some of the light out there. People laughing. It's good to hear laughter, I guess. Gogi. One more cocktail here. One more cocktail. One more cocktail. Last 2 days, when I come out here around this time, someone's been at the gate. You know, about an hour before the sun goes down. Starting yet another site. This kind of happens sometimes, where you know, I started a theme like I did with the Homer Cocktail 48, and then what winds up happening is, you can call it quality control, but it's not necessarily that. Man, I get on a roll, and there's, you know, some things that are just a little more important to me to put out there than others. But man, I have fucking years of files of DMV records, credit card notices, and you know, education, goddamn fucking this and that. And I want to put, you know, my transcripts online, the Documents channel. But there's a lot of fucking petty crap, you know, papers I've written or whatever. And I you know, I don't need to clutter, you know. But hold on, wow. But it still seems relevant. So I'm in the middle of that right now. Middle of updating some of my profiles. Didn't have an avatar, and I think I'm gonna end at the Homer Cocktail 53 on the day of the Armageddon, the supposed Armageddon, the Mayan apocalypse. On that day, I added 4 more Homer Cocktail sites. It did ago, it had gone up to 51, and I almost left it there. But I like to have special dates. I think I started my 51 on February 29th, 2012, you know, a leap year day. You know, and I started a few others, like I said, on the day of my own apocalypse. But the newer versions of the YouTube, YouTube was bought by Google a few years ago, but it wasn't begun by YouTube. I mean, by Google. Is, you know, begun, I understand, on the second floor, somewhere in Northern California, right above a pizza restaurant. Might be wrong about that. And I don't know if the motto is still broadcast yourself. But just like everything else, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying they even lost touch like MySpace seemed to lose touch. But it's not as personal as it used to be. You used to be able to put a nice JPEG thing behind your fucking site, and they still have some kind of option, but it's more of a slit than the whole page. And I don't know, it doesn't feel as good. It took me a while to subscribe to people. A few months once I started my site a few years ago. And eventually I became comfortable to you know, you had the option of showing the public who your YouTube friends are and who you subscribe to. And as soon as I became comfortable with that, they forced you into another format where, you know, I don't know, you can't do that anymore though. You can't, you know, hey man, here's a page or a few pages of people that I kind of dig and I subscribe to. And it just seems, you know, just like everything else, a little less personal and a little more, I don't know, corporate kind of vibe. So here I am doing these things, and we'll see how it goes. You know, just keeping busy, and I feel great. Feel great, even though, you know, the days are gone where, you know, I was doing music videos mostly instead of vlogs. Those days are gone. And the days are gone where, you know, it might be a slow trickle. But if I kind of posted it a few places, I'd usually get, you know, 20, maybe 100, maybe a few hundred views, you know, the first month or whatever. And now I sit some of these things out there, and you know, it's just a lot slower. I don't feel bad, but hey, well. Oh, by the way, the new site, it's called Rambling, and that's what it's called. I got a blinking light, and it says I'm out of battery almost, but the battery indicator seems strong. Anyhow, Rambling is gonna be more of an extension of the Humber Cocktail 48 Documents channel. More than anything else. Nice day here. Springtime. Alright. Time to go. I'm poopy.